Hello rose lovers, and welcome back to my channel for another episode where you can find out easy and better ways to take care of your garden and your roses. Growing beautiful and spectacular roses is a very rewarding process that comes with a lot of challenges, and one of them, especially this time of the year, is aphids. If aphids are taking over your garden and your roses, this is the perfect video for you because today I am testing 3 different ways on how to get rid of them. By the end of this video, you will find out which method works better, what are the advantages and disadvantages of using one of them, and you will be able to successfully protect your beloved roses and other plants from your garden from this greedy pest. But first, let's take a minute to see exactly how they look and help you identify if you have an aphid infestation or not. Aphids are small, soft-body insects that are common garden pests. They come in various colors: green, black, yellow, brown, or even pink, and often cluster on the underside of the leaves, tender stems, and new buds. They overwinter in the soil and garden debris that are left around the garden, and in the spring, when the weather is warming up, they wake up. They feed by piercing the plant and draining its juices, which weakens the plant, causes curling or yellowing leaves, and can even stunt flower and bud development, especially in tender plants like roses. Aphids also secrete a sticky substance called honeydew, which attracts ants and can lead to sooty mold, a black fungus that further damages your plants. Another thing very important is that they can spread diseases from one plant to another. Just a few quick facts about aphids. They are very small, reaching a size of 1 to 3 millimeters. They thrive in warm, dry conditions. Favorite targets are roses, vegetables, and new growth. They reproduce very quickly during the warm weather. Female aphids don't need a mate. They reproduce asexually and give birth to live young, not eggs. Their baby are born pregnant. They are clones of their mother, already making the next generation. One aphid can produce dozens of offsprings. They reproduce rapidly, so a small infestation can turn into a big problem in just days. So if you want to have a healthy garden, it's better to pay attention to your plants every day and take action. I want to start by saying that all 3 methods that I am testing today are organic, because I know how important it is for a garden to try to protect the beneficial insects and leave the nature to find its natural balance. So my first advice is to not spray unless you absolutely need to. Having a few aphids here and there, it's not the end of the world, and most of the times the roses will do okay and will outgrow the aphids. They appear now because they are attracted by all the new growth, and that's why you see them on the top of the plants on young stems. In the first part of their development, the aphids are carried by ants, and the ants will collect the sweet honeydew that the aphids leave behind. Only in the second part of their development, they have wings and they can fly from one plant to another. Sometimes, if the infestation is not major, the ladybug can be very helpful because they will come and eat the aphids, but if you spray, you might kill the ladybugs as well. Something interesting is that ladybug larva eats more aphids than a ladybug adult. This will bring me to the next important thing, and that is, if you absolutely need to spray, do it responsible and take all the precaution measurement to try to protect the other insects, your pets, children, and yourself while doing it. Any product, even if it's organic or natural, doesn't mean that cannot have high toxicity and can do a lot of harm if not used properly. Always read the label and do your research before spraying with something. The first method that I am not even counting is one that everybody suggests, and that is to take a hose and simply spray down the aphids with water. I don't know what to say about this one because it has so many limitations. It works only for a moment, but the next day all aphids are back on the roses if you manage to spray them off without damaging your buds and the new growth. I tried this method and it wasn't very effective for me, so this gets a thumb down. So the first serious method is a tea made from water and cayenne pepper. I use 2 tablespoons of cayenne pepper to 1 liter of water. Simmer for a good 5 minutes, let it cool down and strain through a fine mesh. Put this in a spray bottle and don't forget to label. Spray the plant as close as you can. Make sure to protect your eyes and mouth and choose to spray when it's not a windy day. This is a contact pesticide that is supposed to kill the aphids simply by touching them. I also try a variation of this method by replacing the cayenne pepper with chili powder, and I follow the same steps and quantities. To be honest, I haven't noticed too much of a difference before and after the spray. The aphids were still there. Maybe I knock off a few just by the power of the spray nozzle, but that was about it, and I was already too disappointed to try again to make another batch, but to double the quantities of the cayenne pepper or chili powder. Maybe this is worth trying, but this method receives also a thumbs down from me. The second method that I am testing is to spray with a neem oil solution. This is considered to be a safe, non-toxic pesticide made from the seed of the neem tree. Rather than killing pests, neem oil stops them eating your plants and deter them away. While harmful to certain insects, the toxicity to mammals is low. It helps manage the population of a variety of pests including aphids, thrips, whitefly, mealybugs, spider mites, caterpillars, nematodes, and scale. Neem oil spray works best when the insects are in immature stage. A coating of oil can suffocate insects and can also leave a thin film on the plant itself, stopping the insects to chew on them. It also interferes with insect hormones, stopping growth, egg laying, and other cycles behavior. While neem can be effective against pests, it's not a quick fix. It might take several applications to see results. Neem oil can be used as a fungicide as well, but is limited in action. It might help control infections from fungus, mildew, and rust by preventing the spore from germinating and penetrating the tissue, but will not cure a plant that is already infected. It can help with root rot, black spot, and sooty mold. Best time for application is in the evening or early in the morning when the beneficial insects are not out. You want to avoid spraying them just in case. You can find neem oil in most garden centers or online, either in a concentrated form that must be diluted with water or as a ready-to-use spray. Thoroughly cover leaves, including the undersides and stems. The oil will stick to the plant and you don't have to worry about the rain washing it away. I have been speaking about how good is neem oil, but there are some precautions that you have to take while using this. First, spray in the evening or early morning. Second, before covering the entire plant, test a small area and see if it causes damage. The third consideration is to wear gloves, as this can irritate the skin and your eyes, so make sure to avoid spraying in a windy day. Using neem oil insecticides once a week will kill pests and keep fungal issues at bay. This is considered safe for people and pets and most wildlife. Because pollinators and other beneficial insects do not chew on plants, they should not be affected by neem on plants. You can use ready-to-use spray or make your own, and here is what you need: neem oil, castile soap, warm water, eucalyptus oil, tea tree oil, and peppermint oil. The castile soap will act as an emulsifier, helping the oil and water to mix. The warm water will help everything blend together. The eucalyptus oil has a strong smell that repels insects and has an antibacterial and fungicidal properties. The tea tree oil shares the eucalyptus properties and is also antimicrobial. The peppermint essential oil masks the scent of the plant and acts as an irritant. All the essential oils are optional. Here are the quantities for 1 gallon of water, that's 4 liters. You will need 2 tablespoons of neem oil, 4 tablespoons of castile soap, and 10 drops of each essential oil. Put the neem oil, the castile soap, and the essential oils in a jar. Cover with warm water, shake well, and mix the solution. Once it's mixed, pour the solution in the sprayer and top up with water until you reach 1 gallon mark. This spray will only keep for a few days, so it's best to scale the proportion to the amount that you need to apply that day. If you have a major infestation, use it weekly until the aphids are gone. I need to give credit for this recipe to Blessing Ajero. I found the recipe on this blog. I have checked my roses the next day after spraying, and I think I will give this method a thumbs up. The roses are not 100% clean of aphids, but I can see they are less than before and clearly is doing something. My conclusion is that the neem oil is not always effective and for sure not right away, but it's good enough to keep the aphid population under control when used and diluted properly to not burn your plants. If you are enjoying content like this, please consider subscribing to my channel. I post videos about my journey of growing my dream rose garden, the challenges, the joys, and all the jobs that I'm doing to take care of them to the best of my abilities here in the UK humid climate. Overall, this is a good method, but there might be situations when this is just not enough. If you live in a hot climate where the insect pressure is too high in certain times of the year, you need to pull out the big guns, and I am talking about the third method, and this is pyrethrin. Pyrethrin is extracted from the dried flowers of chrysanthemum. I found this product on Amazon that has pyrethrin as a main ingredient. This is called bug-free. Even though it's made from natural flower extract, this is a highly effective insecticide that will kill 100% your aphids and many more insects. I will leave here a list with all of them. This can be also harmful to beneficial insects like bees and ladybugs. That's why please take extra caution when using this product. Always spray early in the morning or late in the evening when all the beneficial insects are gone. Wear protective equipment, cover your skin, eyes and mouth, don't spray on a windy day, and keep your children and dogs inside. Whatever or not pyrethrin is toxic depends on the animal species involved, as well as the concentration used in the product. The use of pyrethrin is generally safe in dogs, however, cats and fish are very sensitive to this product. Pyrethrin is toxic to bees, so it's best to spray at times when bees are unlikely to be around. For this method, I decided to use this 5-liter garden pump from Amazon because I think this wand is very effective at spraying underneath the leaves and also keep the spray solution away from you. A spray bottle is much closer to you. I read the instruction on this bug-free bottle and it says to put 10 ml of concentrated solution to 1 liter of water. Mix well and it's ready to use. Do not mix more than you need for one treatment, or do not keep the mixed solution for multiple uses because the product will lose the efficiency in a few hours after being prepared. Pyrethrin products have no residual effect, so any insect that is not sprayed directly will not be killed. Because pyrethrin is mixed with water or oil before being applied, the amount of residue left on the surface is very small. Pyrethrin are broken down by sunlight and other chemicals in the atmosphere. Often they last only 1 or 2 days in the environment. I want to make a point about this rose that I am spraying here. This is baby iceberg. This is the single rose that I kept in my polytunnel over winter to try to speed up the flowering process. From all my 60 roses, this is the worst in terms of aphids, and all this because was inside a closed structure and all the other beneficial insects haven't had access to it. I think that the nature is quite great at finding the right balance if you give it some time. There might be times when the bad guys are just too many, and if you are not doing something, you risk losing your plants or your entire crop or garden will be compromised. You know your garden better and you can judge if you really need this, but try to keep the stronger stuff for occasional use only. You know that saying, with great power come great responsibilities, so be responsible when using this and read carefully the label of the product and the instructions. As you can see, all the aphids are dead in seconds after spraying. It's just amazing to see how well this product is working. And you can see the results right away. This is definitely 100% working, and I will give this method a thumbs up. By making this video, I don't want to encourage you to use pesticides, but I know that many people use them, and I think that being aware of all the benefits and dangers can make you a better gardener, and you can make better choices. I will place direct links on Amazon down in the description box below to all the products that I have mentioned in this video. Those are affiliate links, and as an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases with no extra cost to you. Please comment down below what is your favorite method to get rid of aphids and on which plant you have had the biggest infestation. It will be interesting if we can all learn from each other's experiences. If you made it so far into the video, I want to give you a few tips on how to avoid having aphids in the first place. So number 1, if a plant is stressed and doesn't have the optimal conditions to be healthy and thrive, will always be prone to aphids and disease. Keep on top of your fertilization and make sure plants get all the nutrients that they need. You can see here how I am fertilizing my roses. Take care of your soil and provide the right amount of water according to the season and the developmental stage of your rose. The second tip is to keep an eye on your garden and try to avoid having ant colonies. It's almost sure that where you have ants, you will also have aphids. The third tip is to encourage beneficial insects by planting nectar-rich flowers and be mindful with your spraying regime. Also, you can create a bee hotel to keep them protected over winter. The fourth tip is to inspect plants regularly. Check new growth, underside of leaves and flower buds at least once a week. Early detection equals easier control. The fifth tip is don't over-fertilize. Too much nitrogen equals lush tender growth, which aphids loves. Use a balanced slow-release fertilizer. And the last tip is to grow companion plants that can either deter aphids like catnip, mint or marigold, or can act like a magnet and draw aphids away from your roses like nasturtium. If you want to see more about companion plants that go well with roses, you can click on this next episode. Thank you for watching, see you next time, and happy gardening everyone!